River Road, you got me running way back home. River Road, you got me running all night long. You got me singing some canal boat song. River Road, you got me running all night long.
All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of Niner Nuts. I'm Dan here along with Eric. No James again today. He is going to come back, we swear, at some point. He was sick, and now he will be back. He's truth be told, we're letting him dip on this because we overlap with the kickoff for the Eagles, but neither here nor there. He's still alive. He didn't get kicked off. Eric, how are we feeling today on a not Victory Monday? We're doing all right.
Yeah, I mean, could be better. We could be sitting here after a victory, but I mean, I don't think either of us thought that we were actually going to get a win. So, I mean, it's not too sad. I mean, it's just kind of the reality of where we were. So, coming into a Monday after a Sunday that you thought you were going to lose anyways, I mean, it's not as terrible.
Yep, indeed. I got the ticker this time.
Hey, all right.
The LA Rams came into Levi's, our first home game in what feels like forever. And we got a road game next week. So I have so much for that into the road warrior thing that we were going through there. But anyway, we were at home facing the Rams. It was the first time we faced them since that dramatic win that we had in LA. And they came back and punched us right in the mouth. Part of me has to just calm down and as we very briefly talked before we hit the mic, it could have gone much, much worse. The first quarter was very, very shocking, kind of a reverse of what happened in the game before. At least to start, the Rams got up to a 21-0 lead, and then we managed to cut into it, and then they matched us tit for tat, and kudos to the Rams. They played really damn well. Once we got our gears going, they matched us literally touchdown for touchdown, and it was just kind of gone. But 42-26 was the final score, and the nerdy numbers stuff I always like to do. Mac Jones played, honestly, he played pretty admirably well. Honestly, in looking at the numbers, he hit 300 yards again, very high completion percentage, 3 touchdowns, and then again, kind of a fluky, not entirely his fault interception. And that's one thing I'll give him credit for. Hit the picks. There's only a couple of them that he's thrown that were outright his fault, but this one I would argue was not. And his passer rating was 115 overall, so it's a pretty good day, filling in very nicely for Purdy still. Brian Robinson ended up having more rushing yards than Christian McCaffrey. McCaffrey only had 30, and Brian had 41 yards and 1 touchdown. A very, very rare sighting of the 1-2 punch that we thought was going to happen when we traded for him. But then on the receiving side, we got some pretty good production out of Kittle, Jennings, and McCaffrey, all going over 60 yards. Jennings and Kittle with touchdowns. Kittle's touchdown, by the way, is the thumbnail for this episode because that was a pretty acrobatic touchdown in garbage time. But then on defense, Jennings lost a fumble. That was our other problem, was the 2 turnovers. We lost the turnover game because we did not cause 1 turnover on the Rams. And then on defense, this Keon White, Kalia Davis shared sack was probably the most impressive thing we did on defense, honestly, because they couldn't stop the run, did very little stopping Stafford except a couple, maybe 3 times. We stopped him on a critical, third down or it kind of amounted to nothing when you look at his nerdy numbers. He didn't get the 300, but he got 4 touchdowns, 127 passer rating. Kyron Williams and Blake Corum both took advantage of our very, very depleted defensive line, 2 touchdowns and well over 120 yards for both of them combined. And then we had the trio of Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, and Colby Parkinson, the tight end, all find the end zone, and Kobe didn't pass 60 yards, but Puka went over 60, Devontae went over 70. He didn't have much answers, and them on the other side, I'll give our offensive line some credit. We didn't let them get a sack, but it was tough sledding at the start. But again, we got our gears going. We got it. Mac Jones finally found a rhythm, but when you're down 21-0, it's kind of hard to come back from that. But and then especially too, our run defense non-existent, and Matthew Stafford's making a case for MVP along with Jonathan Taylor. This was just, I don't know. It was a punch in the mouth. The Rams came to play. They wanted to assert their dominance in getting the division crown, which everyone argues like how worth it really is it. I say that after we were leading for a little bit there, but no, this was humbling. It was not you. Yeah, I'll let you take the reins on it. Like you said, like it wasn't as bad as it looks, even though it wasn't great. I'm particularly sad at our defensive line. I thought that was the worst part of the game overall, for sure. But I mean, we thought this was going to happen, and I'll take a little bit of blame for saying that the Rams never blow us out, and they did this time.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Yeah, I mean, the score is bad. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's 26.
It was only 18 points in the end.
18 points, yeah. So I mean, it's a bad score, but I mean, the overall game could have been much worse.
16. Yeah. Sorry, I can't math.
Okay, yeah, I can't either. Apparently,
so still a 2-score game technically.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the whole problem is that the defense couldn't stop anything. I mean, that was the whole crux of the whole situation. I mean, they couldn't stop the run, as evidenced by Corum and I'm blanking on the other dude's name. Thank you,
Kyron Williams. 5 yards a carry and 4 yards a carry.
Yeah, by them both combining for over 100 yards, 120 yards, and then Stafford just being able to do anything that he wanted to do back there, which we talked about extensively on the last podcast, is that Stafford would be able to sit back there and pick us apart if we couldn't get any pressure on him. And that's what that amounted to, was there was no pressure on Stafford, and he was able to just pick us apart. So that's what happened. I mean, the defense couldn't stop anything. And I mean, if the defense can't slow teams down, at least, then this is what's going to happen. I mean, to me, this was a clear showing of, tiers in football, right? And right now, the Rams are in a different tier than the 49ers. I mean, it's not really indicative by the record, because they both came in with, 6 wins. But the Rams are in an upper tier right now, and the 49ers are in a tier down here. You've heard me say it before, where the Niners are a good average team, and I still believe that they're a good average team. When you look at a team that's kind of in the middle of the pile, but they're better than the rest of the middle of the pile, that's what the 49ers are right now. They're a good.
We're the sixth in basketball terms. We are the sixth man. We are the best JV player, but the worst varsity player.
Yeah. We're a really good middle of the road team. And when we come up against other middle of the road teams, which we're going to come up against some of those teams here in the next couple of weeks on our schedule, we're going to be favored against them, and we should beat them. Like we should beat the Cardinals next week. They're another average team, but they're a bad average team. We're a good average team. We should beat the Cardinals. We play the Panthers. The Panthers are an average team as well. They're for lack of a better term, they're an average team, but we're a good average team. We should beat the Panthers. When we come up against a team like the Rams sit in a different tier. They're not in the average pool. They're above us. And they showed us why in this game, because they're better on both sides of the ball right now than we are. I don't know that they're better. I don't know that they're better offensively than we are. It's just that their defense could actually make some plays. Our defense made no plays. I mean, we put up 26 points on a really good Rams defense. So, I mean, I think that shows that our offense is still very capable. Our offense is still very impactful, and our offense can still do some things this season, which is going to have to continue to do. It's going to have to continue to put up 26. It's going to have to start scoring 30-some points a game. I mean, that's where we're going to have to get to once Purdy comes back, once Ricky comes back, once Ayuk maybe ever comes back.
We have to score. We have to get out of the gate hot. That's a big takeaway I took away from this, because Kyle, for 8 years, and you've said before in the time you've been with the show too, Kyle works best when he gets to a hot start and can kind of just coast on a cushy lead.
Yes.
Kyle does not play from behind well. This was probably his best showing playing from behind we've seen in a long time. But yeah, getting down, I mean, 21 points is like really out there, but Kyle does not play behind well until now, because 26 on this defense like is not nothing, but it kind of sucks when you're in that hole in the first 15 minutes and all we had was 2 drives that were like 7 total plays.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Kyle's offense is built all around. I mean, it's supposed to be built all around running the ball and being methodical and chewing up clock and all of that stuff. And I mean, that's like what his whole offensive scheme is about. I mean, yes, there's the whole, the passing element too, of how he gets guys open and using the middle of the field and picks and all of that stuff. But I mean, the essence of what he wants to do is he wants to run the ball 40. I mean, it's no secret, right? I mean, he says it all the time. He wants to run the ball 40 times a game. And if you're going to run the ball 40 times a game, well, you better have the lead, because you're not going to run the ball 40 times a game if you're behind by 2 scores. So, I mean, yes, the team is built to play from ahead, not from behind. And when we're behind by anything more than 14 points, we really, really struggle, because the offense just isn't built to come back from those kinds of deficits. So, I mean, it was going to be a struggle. And as soon as we got down by 21, I was like, wow, this game is going to be over. I'm just going to watch to see what happens for the rest of this. But, I didn't have a whole lot of faith in us coming back. But, I mean, I still think the offense did well. We still can't run the ball for crap for whatever reason. I don't really understand why we can't run the ball. I mean, it used to be our identity. It's been our identity for the last 7 years under Kyle. And I mean, it's a Shanahan staple, is being able to run the ball. And we cannot run the ball this year for whatever reason.
We could run it on those 2 drives with like that drive and a half or 2 drives with Brian, but no, when that's a big problem we've had, is that Kyle just refuses to put the game on Mac's shoulders right off the get-go. Like, Christian's out there, they're going to try to run it, like, because that's how he writes his Denny's playbook is, I want to run 15 of my first 20 plays. And then, shocker, they load the box and Christian can't get more than 2 yards a carry. And Kyle doesn't change.
Yeah. I mean, we've only had 1 game this season where we've actually ran the ball well, which I think was the Falcons game. That was the only game that we've actually run the ball well this entire season. The rest of the games, Christian's running the ball for 20 times for 50 yards. I mean, he's averaging 2.5, 3 yards a carry at most, all season long. And I mean, that's just extremely low numbers for someone like him in our offense. And so we just haven't been able to get that going. And that's really causing Kyle and the whole team to flip around to passing the ball more, which is fine as long as you can execute and continue to make first downs with those passes. And, we've seen a couple of games where some of the receivers have drops. We've seen some of the receivers not run routes deep enough to get first downs. We've seen
Kendrick Bourne just has fallen off the face of the earth after his 250+ yard games.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen some instances where Mac hasn't had any time to throw, but I mean, they're still trying to do what they can do with the offense passing, but they don't have the full complement of weapons right now. Now, if they can get Ricky back Like I said, if Ayuk can ever come off of the IR, then maybe we'll have something cooking. I mean, if you're going to tell me we're going to run out an offense of a healthy and productive Brandon Ayuk, which remains to be seen, but let's hope for the best. You're going to tell me we're going to run a healthy and productive Brandon Ayuk, Ricky, Juwan, McCaffrey, and Kittle as our offense with Purdy as quarterback, or even Max quarterback. I don't really care. I'm pretty happy with that. And I'm pretty confident that we're going to be able to put up points against just about anybody that we face. And as long as the defense can just slow the other team down, we'll be fine. The problem with the game yesterday was that the Rams just buzzsawed their way up the field. I mean, we talked about in the last podcast, we talked about, how it was going to be, probably death by 1,000 paper cuts, right? And the idea was to keep them out of the end zone. Well, obviously they didn't keep them out of the end zone, but they also didn't even do the death by 1,000 paper cuts. They just stormed up the field. I mean, we'd have to look and see, I don't know that we're going to get into the whole.
How many I was trying to look at how many times we even let them in third down, and
5 out of 9.
Oh, there we go. I was looking at ours. Okay, so we got them in third down 9 times, but we let them convert it 5 times.
Yeah,
which is astounding. That's very, very, very bad.
Yeah, but I mean, in the red zone, they were in the red zone 6 times. They converted 5 out of 6 times in the red zone. I mean, but they were just chewing up yards. I wish it would say, wish there was like a yards per play on here. I don't think it shows you on here, but
yeah, it's not that in depth. No.
Yeah, but I mean, they just moved the ball rather effortlessly up the field. They didn't have big, long, time-consuming drives. It was just
we can do the math here. 401 divided by 67.
Yeah,
that's 5.9 yards a play.
Yeah. See, so I mean, they were just going.
Jesus Christ,
boom,
that's terrible.
Yeah. So I mean, they were just going boom, 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 right up the field, and not slowing anything down. And so I mean, when you're getting,
oh, I'm dumb too. It's right there too. It is right there.
Yeah. So when you're getting that many opportunities, you just don't have that many. You got to slow them down, right? It's like I'm saying, you got to slow them down and make them take their time getting up the field, and that causes opportunities for mistakes, causes opportunities for turnovers, causes opportunities for the defense to actually make plays, and the Rams just didn't do that. The Rams just ate them alive, and they put them in that 13 formation all the time, and caused the Niners to get into a set on the defensive side of the ball that was a mismatch the entire evening. And for whatever reason, the Niners weren't able to adjust out of that, which, I mean, I understand why they can't adjust out of that. But, I mean, they weren't able to adjust out of that. They don't have the players to adjust out of that because Fred's not there, for one.
Yeah. What a happy accident for the Rams to find out that they could actually do that well during those 2-3 weeks that Puka was out.
Yeah, I mean, and that's to have those kinds of playmakers for them in that kind of position and in that kind of role, I mean, that sets them up for something that may turn out to be fairly unstoppable for the rest of the league because, when you're running in that 13 formation, you're forced to put out a base set defense against that because you have to guard and protect against the run. But now you're asking linebackers to cover these tight ends all the time. And their tight ends are athletic enough to get out there and run routes and, be effective in the passing game. And if they can do that consistently, I don't know that there's a whole lot of teams out there that have 3 linebackers that can all just run in coverage constantly.
Look at them, Colby and Tyler. Tyler's been at the Rams for a while. Colby, I think, is their rookie. And between the two of them, they caught 7 passes for 74 yards, and Colby got the touchdown.
Yeah.
That's impressive Like if that was one tight end, that'd be like George Kittle numbers. But they got that out of 2 tight ends. Like again, just working exclusively how like a tight end does, like that weird hybrid like slot receiver. But then then you got 1A and Puka and 1-2 and Devontae, who's still playing lights out at my age at 32, or I'm 33. But yeah, Devontae's still like a 1B to Puka's 1A. Like
Adams is great. I mean, if you watch that dude run routes, I mean, he's unstoppable.
Yeah, he's still I'm as old as him, and he's like, I cannot believe that he is aging as gracefully as he is. He smoked our safety. I think was it Siegel that was on him, or was it Penix?
That was Mustafa.
Oh, that's right, Mustafa. Yeah, he smoked Mustafa on that fade route in the end zone. That was so bad.
He had no chance on that.
Oh no, right. It didn't even need to go to the replay. When I saw them lined out, I knew exactly Puka was going to go in, Devontae was going to go out, and it was going to be a touchdown because a second-year safety is not beating Devontae Adams on a fade route.
No. And the bad part is that you knew that, I knew that, Stafford knew that, Devontae Adams knew that. Devontae Adams probably told him. He was like, dude, I'm about to catch a touchdown on you. I mean, he probably told him. It was ridiculous. So, it's a young defense, and they're going to make mistakes. They're going to need to learn. And I mean, that's part of.
Well, yeah, no, of course, it's a welcome to the NFL moment. Like, you're guarding Devontae Adams, and he's got like 10 years tenure on you. Good luck.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of what this season is about. I mean, we talked a little bit about that last time too. Is that this season is really about the team learning and growing and building a base and building a foundation, and looking at it realistically, is this team going to win the Super Bowl? Probably not. But if we can build on the foundation of this team for this year and get everybody the experience and the skills and everything that they learned this year, then next year, when you bring everybody back, because everybody is still young, because they're all under contract, because they're all rookies and first year or second year players, minus the other core big guys that we have signed, like Kittle and Warner and all that. When you bring back those other pieces, then is it a Super Bowl contending team? Well, yeah. Probably so. I mean, if everybody grows like they're supposed to grow, I mean, this should be a pretty effective. I mean, if you remember the first couple of weeks of the season, when we first started, the defense was great before Bosa got hurt.
Oh, yeah. And Fred, our those, what was that, 3 weeks or 4 weeks until Bosa got hurt?
Bosa got hurt in like week 2.
Oh, damn. Was that week? Jesus. Regardless, I agree. Our defense during that first month of the season, I think we were still like, maybe not top 5 against the run, but no, like top 5 overall. Like we were, the mojo was working.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think, this isn't a lost season by any stretch of the imagination, but I mean, what ultimately can be taken away from this season in the end, I think, is, the 49ers are probably going to make the playoffs. They'll probably play one playoff game, depending on who they play, depending on what seed they get. They might play 1 or 2 playoff games, and they'll get a bunch of great experience for all these really young players on this team. And then, the hope and the promises to come back next season with, this roster that has all this experience that they gained from this year, and really come back and challenge really hard for a title next year. And I think that's the most realistic way to look at it.
I like the way you put that. I think that is like the best case, like to look, like if we wanted to look forward. It kind of mirrors what my wife was. She's a very, very casual, like cares about the team because I do. She's not quite as into the weeds as I am, but while I was explaining our situation to her, it was during the Giants game last week. She was like, well, you got all these like, you got all these people that, like you said, are supposed to be like fourth, fifth, sixth stringers, like on the defensive line, and you got a third and fourth stringer minus D Winters and the linebackers, and then all the other injuries on offense. Like, do you see any players that are like jumping at this opportunity to be a starter, like because they didn't think they were going to be there? And I was like, sure, there's definitely been like Tatum has definitely taken advantage of it. Is he a top 5 linebacker in the league? No, but he is playing very, very well. I think Kalia Davis in the defensive line is playing very, very well. I think Colby has been awesome on the offensive line as one of our guards. And I thought the center that replaced Brindle last week, that he should be starting next week, because if he can be a spark in our run game, because Brindle's just not cutting it at center, we need some help there. And I think coupling those two thoughts, yours and hers, like I think down the line, no matter where we end up this season, this is so valuable, because a lot of these guys weren't supposed to be starters, and now they've been thrust into it by necessity or otherwise. Like, that can be very valuable. Like, on top of the Warners and the Bosas and the players that we've had go to the Super Bowl, get from this what we can. And that's the best case scenario, is that the rookie class comes in, and every one of these, there's so many stories about like these group of people went to the Super Bowl. These group of people, say we get 10 wins. We got a 10-win season when everyone thought we were dead in the water at week 6.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's still room for the team to improve as the season goes on.
You're a 5th stringer for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's still room for the team to improve, the defense to improve as the season goes on. I mean, they can continue to get better. They can continue to gel better. They can continue to they can continue to just improve their performance as it goes on. I mean, there's been instances of teams getting better as the season goes on, as they learn more and they, get more familiar with the scheme, and they just, solid implements other things and all sorts of stuff. I mean, there's certainly reasons why they can get better and improve. I'm not saying that they're not going to get better this season as well. And I mean, the offensive players coming back, if they really make the big improvement that we feel like, the team is really going to make, then okay, maybe we have something there. I mean, we're just going to have to see. And I mean, the next big challenge for this team is going to be probably when they play the Colts on Monday Night Football in 5 weeks. It's going to be how can they really slow down Taylor? Can they disrupt Jano Jones? I mean, but that's going to be a real big defensive test for them.
That's not gonna. That's the Rams are built so similarly to the Colts. Like, that's not gonna go well.
Yeah, but realistically,
I say that fully aware that they had to go to overtime against the Falcons. I don't get in my DMs. I don't care. The Rams are built very similarly to the Colts, and I'm terrified that they're gonna just destroy us.
But realistically, we should be walking into that game 6 or 10-4.
Yeah,
right.
We should beat the Cardinals. We should, knock on wood. I'm not sleeping on the Panthers, because I'm
not sleeping on the Panthers either, but we should beat the Panthers. Like, again, I said we're a good average team. The Panthers are an average team, so we should beat the Panthers.
Let's actually do that real quick. Oh, come on! Why? There we go. Oh, I hate Bing with a passion, and I still use it. Here we go. Leading up to the Colts, Cardinal win, Panthers should win, Cleveland better win.
Cleveland's defense is extraordinarily good, but their offense is just absolutely abysmal. So, I mean, unless we have a complete offensive collapse against Cleveland, there's no reason we shouldn't win that game.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say we have just by the law of average, 3-1 in the stretch going into the Colts. That still puts us at 9-5.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like we could. It's not unrealistic to say we are 10-4 going into that game for sure.
No, I mean, like I said, the Niners are going to be favored going into every one of those games. I mean, there's no reason that they're not going to be favored. They're going to be favored by probably 5 points versus Arizona.
The way they just got beat down by the Seahawks.
Yeah. I mean, there's no reason for them to not be. It's probably up already. I'll go look and see. But
and then the Panthers, I bet the Panthers were only 3-point favorites. I bet we'd only be 3-point favorites against the Panthers because they've shown up and surprised some people here and there. Then Cleveland, no. Even at Cleveland, we should still be at least 5-point favorites, I'd imagine.
Oh yeah.
Tennessee, I can see Vegas not being that enthusiastic about it and only put us at like 7 or 8, but
we are currently we're only 2.5-point favorites versus the Cardinals.
Oh, give us a break. We went against the Rams. We didn't lose to Houston again. Like, cut us some slack.
Yeah. So, but I mean, it's still very realistic to head into the Colts game. We're 10-4, right? So then maybe you drop the Colts game. So now you're 10-5. Now you're playing a Bears team that's
not terrible.
No, I'm not going to crap. Last season, Bears team crappy.
Yeah.
This season, Bears team not bad. So that's a toss-up of a game in my mind right there.
Yeah. Luckily, we're at home, but no, the Bears are turning. Not a dramatic turn, but the Bears are starting to show signs of turning a corner.
Yeah, the Bears are weird though in the sense that they win some games and then they like choke away some games too. So I mean, like you kind of don't know what Bears team is going to show up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they had to pull out a magic trick to beat the Giants. So
yeah,
at home,
and that was without Jackson Dart.
Yeah, like sure it was snowing and the weather wasn't great, but at the same time, I don't weigh that too much against them.
Yeah,
that could be a really interesting game, and that's going to be a Sunday night football game. That might be the last Sunday night football game of the year.
Yeah, it will be actually.
Yeah, because they won't do one week 18, and then they'll have a wild card game. But yeah, we're the last Sunday night football game of the year. That's cool.
No, and then that Seahawks game looks like it'll be a hell of a slobber knocker of a game right now because the Seahawks look like they're firing on all cylinders right now.
Oh, and if we're desperate for a wild card slot by then, well, I mean it depends. Like if we say we're 10-5 after the Colts, and then
so you get to 11-5 versus Chicago.
That's still not guaranteed. That's a pretty good chance at a wild card slot, but with 18 weeks, it's not technically a guarantee. It's pretty damn close, but
you'd think you'd make the playoffs with 11 wins, but you don't. Who really knows, right? I mean,
yeah, it's not a guarantee.
There's two other teams just in our division that have 7 wins already. So I mean,
yeah,
you could be looking at a thing like last year where it wasn't the AFC or the NFC North where like 3 teams made it because they all had multiple wins because it was the Packers, Lions, and Packers, Lions, and Vikings all made it last year.
Yeah, and then there was a whole hoopla about why either of them were still in the wild card when the NFC South winner had 9 wins.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go Bucks.
Yeah. So I mean, you could be looking at another scenario like that this year where there's 3 teams from the NFC West that all make it because they're all got the most wins because you
have 11 wins and then somehow both them and the Rams in Seattle both have like 13 probably.
12 or 13 probably. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what the rest of their schedules are, but no, they could. Yeah, why not? We got a little time to kill.
Well, I mean, there's a pretty big drop off between all the rest of the teams. I mean,
Seattle. Oh, they play the Rams next week. Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Then they should wallop Tennessee. They should beat Minnesota. They should beat Atlanta. Oh, thank God, that's a 4:30 game. That's going to be a really exciting one against the Colts. And then Thursday night against the Rams, and then they should beat Carolina. And I wouldn't be surprised if they beat us in the last week. Wouldn't be surprised.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's a little hard to predict now at this point in time whether or not that last game matters or means anything at this point in time. But
Oh, for sure.
So I mean, yeah, like you
The
said,
Rams
like,
got a hell of a schedule. Seattle, Tampa, Carolina, Arizona. That's not bad. Detroit, bad. Seattle, bad. Atlanta, probably whoop them, and then Arizona.
Yeah. So I mean,
they got a couple tough games coming up.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is like you just said, like, so the Rams have 4 tough games on their schedule coming up, and Seattle looked like they had 4 tough games on their schedule coming up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and 2 of those games are versus each other, the Rams and Seahawks. So I mean that's going to split out.
How wild! Their first game against each other is Week 11.
Yeah.
That late into the season, and they're just now playing each other, and they're both 7-win teams.
Yeah. So I mean, it's all going to mix out, and so by the time the Niners get to this game here in Indianapolis, they're going to really know what they need to do to get into the playoffs, and you'll know by then is 10 wins or 11 wins or 12 wins going to be what you need to get in and get to a wild card spot. I mean, you'll know by then, and you'll know whether or not you can go 2-3 through this stretch here of Indiana or Indianapolis, Chicago, and Seattle and make the playoffs or not.
I just want to throw this out there too. I'm not saying this as like the hometown guy. I swear. What if, like, because this is Christmas week, like, what if things line up just enough in the AFC that like Indy could, unless their next 6 weeks fall apart, like Indy could be like using this game as like putting them in prime position to get the number 1 AFC seed locked up. So at home in prime time, like using this game potentially, if they do okay the next 6 weeks, to like really punctuate their like the AFC is going through Indianapolis.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that might be the atmosphere they go into too, which would be really something.
Yeah, I mean, they got the Patriots chasing them, and they got the Broncos chasing them. The Chargers are chasing them. The Bills are kind of a couple of games back, but I mean,
if the Bills wake the hell up after that Miami loss.
Yeah. But I mean, they still got a couple of teams that are right there nipping at their heels. Where I mean, they're not going to have everything. They're still going to be playing for something at that point in time. At that game. I mean, it's not going to be a situation where we can expect to walk in and the Colts are just going to not be playing anybody 3 weeks left in the season. I mean, they're still going to have somebody to play for in that game, and it's going to be a heck of a game. But we'll just have to wait and see. But the Niners defense is going to have to be a lot better before we get to that game for the Niners to have a chance.
Yeah, we can't let another game with that high a passer rating and an average of 4 yards a carry. Like our defensive line, like I love a lot of the guys we have on there that have been playing their asses off, but Clyde Davis can't do it all. Bryce Huff clearly can't do it all. He's been asked to do a lot more than just a rotational, like the best rotational, let's say. We brought him in as supposed to be the best rotational, like situational rusher, and made him full-time, and that's not what he is.
Yeah. And I mean, like I said, there's room for the defense to improve. I think they can improve. I think there's opportunities for them to improve. I think over these next 4 weeks, I think they've got a lot of opportunities to really learn some new things and improve defensively and gain a lot of confidence defensively based on the competition that they're playing. And hopefully that helps them. Hopefully that springboards them off. And by the time we get to that Colts game, we've got 4 games of, pretty solid defensive play to say, hey, these guys look like they're making some progress. Because I mean, we're still going to face some good running backs here over the next. Oh, I just lost. Oh no, there it is. I
can jump back to it. Yeah. Well, Walker. It's hit or miss if Walker has a good game, but Arizona doesn't anymore now that Connor's gone.
Yeah, but I mean,
Rico Dowdle and the Chuba Hubbard. That's not good.
Yeah.
Quinn Jugs or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Judkins has been good.
Judkins.
Yeah.
Um,
Tennessee doesn't have anybody.
Yeah, and then
Taylor.
potential MVP candidate,
Yeah.
and then DeAndre Swift, and their really good rookie. I can't remember his name, but they have a really good rookie behind him.
Yeah. But I mean, that gives them some confidence over those next 4 games, building up against those teams to really say that, they can shut down and slow down the run, because they're going to have 2 games against Carolina and Cleveland there, where they face good running teams that they can really, stop the run. I mean, none of those teams can pass. So I mean, they should.
This is a well. I'll give Jacoby a little bit of credit. Jacoby's not that bad a passer, but 1, 2, 3 weeks in a row of just good running but garbage passing.
Yeah. So I mean, they should have good passing numbers. I mean, we shouldn't be allowing a 300-yard passer in any of those weeks. So I mean, it gives them a chance to build up some real good confidence in those weeks and go into Indianapolis feeling good about themselves. That they can compete and they can play hard and they can stop people. And so I mean, that's what we're hoping for, and that's the best outcome right now, I think.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think here I'm gonna go ahead unless I don't really have much else to say about this game. Like I hope that my takeaway from this is that hopefully we can use this to figure out how to get complementary football back, get tighter on defense to complement the offense, and then honestly within the offense, if we can get that running game back to complement the pass, so we don't have the box just loaded all the goddamn time. Like it's 2 forms of complementary football that we need, and hopefully we can use this game, especially tightening up on defense more than anything.
Yeah, I mean, if the 49ers can figure out how to regain their identity of being able to run the football, I think that would really help them out a lot too. I mean, that's going to help them control the clock. It's going to keep the other team's offense off the field, which is something that they need to be able to do. But they haven't been able to do that all season long, except in the Atlanta game. It's the only game they've been able to do that. But if they can figure out how to run the ball again, which again, against those teams over the next 4 weeks, except maybe the Browns, they should be able to do that, because those teams all are not very good defensively. They should be able to run the ball and gain some yards that way and control the clock and do some things offensively as well too. It's going to be a prime opportunity for getting some of these guys back. If we can get Brock back, if we can get Ricky back, be a good time to ease them in, and not really ease them in, but get them back in the flow of the offense over the next 4 weeks before a big game in Indianapolis. So I mean, the schedule sets up really favorably for the 49ers right now. And I think even though this was a loss, it wasn't a bad loss. It was a loss that, you could expect and not be too surprised that it occurred. And, just know that the Rams are in a different tier right now, and the 49ers have some work to do to get up to that next tier if they want to be able to beat a team like the Rams. If they want to come back through the playoffs and play a team like the Rams again, they're going to have to really be able to step it up and play at a different level. And the defense was not to that level. The offense was pretty close. The offense was pretty close. They put up 26 points on a really good Rams defense. I'm not going to crap on the offense a whole lot. They did kind of what they needed to do. They had a slow start.
Once that's all I was going to say. It was once they got humming. Like Mac was doing very good. Mac, he's been beyond admirable. I will be shocked if he doesn't get a contract worth at least 35, if not 40. Like, it should be as much as Daniel Jones's contract, if not more. Next year.
Sure, for sure. No, I mean, we're gonna have to someone's gonna have to trade for him. I mean, that's the downside to that.
That was John thinking ahead. Either we get to hold him, or we get probably at least a 3rd round pick for him. So
yeah. So I mean,
I wouldn't accept less than a 3rd the way he's playing. Get out of here.
No.
I mean, hell, maybe valuable. A 2nd.
Yeah, I would probably take a 2nd. I mean,
a starting quarterback, like, we're not trading unless he's going to be starting. And if he's going to be starting, you're going to give us a starting draft pick. Like,
yeah,
pony up. Like, this dude's been playing lights out as a backup.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they hold all the cards in that particular situation. There's going to be plenty of teams that come knocking looking for Mac Jones to be their starter next year. I mean,
It was a stretch when we were holding feet to the fire for Jimmy G. I think John's got a little bit more standing when it comes to the way Mac's been playing.
yeah, for sure. And I mean,
no offense to Jimmy, but Mac's been a little bit better.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I mean, I think we did the exercise once before. I mean, there's always 5 or 6 teams that need a starting quarterback, you know, and aren't in a position to draft one, and so you know they're gonna be ready and looking for Mac Jones. Hey, the Steelers might be one that's calling because Aaron Rodgers is supposed to call it quits after this year, right? So I mean, the Steelers might be reaching out and saying, hey, we'll be interested in Mac Jones.
Tua, depending on how they offload Tua's contract, Miami, the Jets could be looking at him.
Oh yeah, the Jets for sure.
The Raiders could be trying to offload Gino's contract, which
Yep.
I mean, it's kind of commonplace now to just eat a bunch of money when you signed a terrible quarterback contract, especially with the cap going up still. I mean, it's not even that bad. It just looks bad that first year, but then, oh, hey, the cap went up $30 million more. Okay, well, that's not that bad.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you got the Panthers. The Panthers might be interested.
Oh, yeah. Bryce is on the next year's Bryce's 4th year. They got to accept or decline his 5th year next year.
Yeah. The Saints are obviously going to be looking for a quarterback, I think. I don't think either of those guys are.
Ooh, crap. What was that? I forget their coach's name. James is screaming.
Kellen Moore.
Kellen would definitely love to have Mac Jones, I bet.
Yeah, and I mean, then you got the Arizona Cardinals. I mean,
yeah, they're gonna offload Kyler.
Yeah, so I mean, they might be looking for a quarterback too. So I mean, we just quickly rattled off 6 teams right there that are all going to be quarterback needy next year, and not all of them are going to be in a position to draft a starting quarterback. So I mean,
how funny would that be if he went to Miami with because it's not a guarantee McDaniels gets fired. It might be if they get Mac, somebody that succeeded with Kyle's offense, and McDaniels clearly like being a co-architect of that offense, like giving him one last year or maybe a month and then fire him. And then Mac Jones in Miami against the Patriots twice a year.
Yeah, could be.
I think that'd be really funny. I would like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this was a good recap of the game. We are at, oh wow, we're running a little longer than we usually do. Recap episodes. We need to go ahead and give our shout out now to our awesome sponsor, Royal Retros. What is Royal Retros? It is your go-to place to get yourself an authentic throwback jersey, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, any of the major sports. They got you covered. And check out the Candlestick collection. It's curated with us Bay Area fans in mind. When you find something that you like, they got Niners gear there. They got baseball Giants gear there. Congratulations, Bruce Bochy, for coming back to the team. When you find something you like I was saying, throw it in your cart. Use the promo code Shady Sports to get 10% off of the entire order, not just special items, not just no strings attached. It's 10% off of your entire cart when you use the promo code Shady Sports. It helps us out. It helps out everybody in the Shady Sports Network family of shows. One more time, it's promo code Shady Sports, and it'll get you 10% off of your entire order at royalretros.com. Get yourself an authentic throwback jersey today. And scene. This is why I need James back to break this up, because my voice can barely handle doing the reads.
You do such a good job, though.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I just need to get that there. There we go. We are selling t-shirts. T-shirts that were inspired by Mr. Snyder of 2 years ago and is now the spirit, so to say, of bad ownership is carried on into the Panthers owner and several other owners. If you look into it, it's not hard to find. It's just very underreported. Some things that they should be held accountable for that doesn't get reported for many months, weeks, maybe even years at a time. And we think that owner standards need to be the same as player standards, if not higher. So that's why we started the hashtag owner accountability and the slogan owner standards greater than player standards. And to put our money where our mouth is, we did make t-shirts that we're selling on bonfire.com. And all the proceeds for these shirts are going to be going to Mountain Comprehensive Care Center. We picked them because they are an amazing women's shelter in Kentucky. And again, we want all the proceeds from the shirts that I'm about to show you to go to them. The first shirt is kind of what we call our standard logo shirt. It says, owner standards over player standards, greater than player standards, and hashtag owner accountability. And all these shirts are made to order. You pick your style, whether it's a t-shirt, a long sleeve, a hoodie, or a crew neck. And you pick your color if you want different color variability. You just pick your style, color, size, and the pricing starts at $22.99 and just goes up from there, depending on the variables. Our next shirt is the podcast cover art. You see this on all of our podcasting platforms or here on YouTube. It starts and ends every single show. And you can now wear that on the t-shirt. Again, made to order. Pick your style and your size, and the pricing starts at $22.99 as well. Our next one is what we call the alternate cover. This has goalposts and peanuts on it. I personally recommend just sticking with the red on here. It fits the motif. And James will rock this when he's on the mic. And same as all the other ones, starting at $22.99 for pricing. And then the last shirt, I like to call this our minor league alternate identity shirt. Now, from now on, it is a peanut eating a bowl of peanuts, wearing his Niners hat and his 3D glasses, just patiently waiting for the next game and the next bit of dropping news, like if Brandon's ever going to come off IR. Again, the shirts are all made to order. You pick your style and your size, and all the proceeds will go to Mountain Comprehensive Care Center. You buy them off of bonfire.com. There we go. Save that. The link to our Bonfire store is in the show notes, as well as more information about Mountain Comprehensive Care Center. If you want to look at there, maybe you donate just directly to them. Again, we just want you to have a cool t-shirt and help some families in need. And yeah, just check it out. All right, Eric, we got a little bit of time. Is there any more breaking bigger news than what broke around 3 o'clock this morning or this afternoon in New York City?
Burrow's back to practice, so I mean, he's eyeing coming back at Thanksgiving. So I mean, that's pretty interesting.
Joe Burrow had surgery, and until I see Purdy on the field, I'm assuming Burrow is going to play before Purdy does.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking that way at this point in time. So I mean, that would be absolutely wild if that happened. But yeah, it's possible. So I mean,
Burrow technically still has something to play for because that division kind of sucks.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that AFC North. I mean, they're only 2 games back. I mean, and the Steelers are not great right now. I mean, the Ravens should probably run away with that division now that Lamar's healthy again. But the Bengals,
everybody's in a really weird hole, and it's still anyone's division.
Yeah, but the Bengals defense, unless Burrow's going to come back and play defense, the Bengals aren't going to be able to beat anybody because they can't stop anybody. So,
what would you call garbage last year? Like stinky pooty poo poo or something? You would say something like that last year, and it always make me chuckle.
yeah. So I mean, yeah, it's pretty bad. So, but Dayball did get fired today from the Giants, so that's another key piece of news information.
After an embarrassing comeback victory from the Bears, Brian Daboll, they finally threw in the towel. But Joe Shine, or however you pronounce his last name, I can't remember her. GM Joe is still there, and he is being tasked by Mara to find the next head coach. Did you see who the interim coach is, by the way? I didn't.
Mike Kafka, the offensive coordinator.
Okay, that makes sense.
So that's going to go poorly, as you can imagine, but whatever. And then
why is Joe there? Why is Joe still there?
I don't know.
How?
I don't know. I mean, that franchise is just a disaster. And then Garrett Wilson's going to miss 3 to 4 weeks with a knee injury. So that makes the Jets even suckier.
Okay. Aaron Glenn is not going anywhere. We know that. He's going to call this year growing pains, write it off, see what happens next year. why on earth, like, yes, get rid of the coach. Like, it's just a lost cause at this rate. Just clean slate. Brian Dable's still a good offensive coordinator. He needs some OC rehab with somebody, maybe get another shot if he gets back to being as good an OC as he was with Josh. And then we'll find out if it was really him or Josh.
Yeah.
But why is Joe there? What more can he do for this franchise other than leave them with probably the most embarrassing episodes of Hard Knocks in the history of that show?
I don't really know.
Seriously, like you can't make up how he acted on that.
I don't know. I don't really know what they're thinking in that regards to him. I mean,
he's a nice guy, but like, dude.
I mean, I've seen the success that the Niners have had with having a GM and a coach selected together as a unit. I think there's been a couple other teams out there that have done the same thing. They've had a GM and a coach selected together as a unit, and have those guys kind of tied together and working together. And that's worked really well. And I think that's kind of the way that you want to do it. I don't think you want a guy that kind of has his feet going out the door, essentially selecting the next coach or trying to save his job by selecting the next coach. I don't know that that's
it happens because look at James's Eagles. They almost let him go. They almost let Howie go a couple times. And Gringson here in Indianapolis, Gringson was halfway out the door more than once. And now, like, I don't know, like, call it a ridiculous amount of patience that managed to pull off. Well, the Colts are pending, but the Eagles obviously have pulled off. What evidence do the Giants have that patience with Joe like that is worth it?
I mean, none, if you ask me. I mean, you let the best player in your franchise recent history walk away in Saquon Barkley and go off to the Eagles, division rival, and excel beyond all measures last season. So, I mean, like...
And then Daniel Jones proved that he was worth a first-round pick, but while he was with you, he looked like hot doody doo-doo.
Yeah. So, I mean, I just don't – I don't know. I don't get it. But I also don't get paid millions of dollars to figure it out either. So, I mean, there's that.
I mean, cool. He pulled off a Brian Burns trade, but cool. You got a really good pass rusher in exchange for losing a quarterback that actually could play like a top 5 quarterback and arguably the best running back not named CMC or Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
Like, and he single-handedly carried that team to a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing.
Well, I mean, some people were fools.
Yeah. But no, I think this will be, I'm happy for Dable. I think I bet if you asked him without a reporter around, he was ready for a fresh start, a clean slate somewhere else. Like, it cannot be easy to coach in the New York market. So just get paid $1 million a week or however much. Get the rest of your contract, take the rest of the year off, and then go be whoever needs an OC. Get some. Cliff Kingsbury's doing just fine. Well, last year he was. This year Washington's not that good, but Cliff Kingsbury found great success as an OC going back to that rank.
Yeah.
Lots of head coaches are much better off as position coaches.
There's a litany of position coaches, offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators who have moved up to be head coaches and do just an absolutely terrible job. And then when they move back down to being offensive coordinators or defensive coordinators again, are fantastic in those roles again.
Yeah, absolutely no shame in it. None at all.
Yeah, I mean, Vic Fangio is a name that I can just throw out there. I mean, he moved up to finally be a head coach. He was abysmal as a head coach. Still a fantastic defensive coordinator. I mean, he's just the first one that I can think of off the top of my head. But there's his
Denver years were pretty bad.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a whole list of them that you can just go through that, that guys moved up to be moved up to be head coaches, and then they were just trash. And then as soon as they dropped back to being offensive coordinators or defensive coordinators, you're like, oh, this guy actually does know what he's doing. Oh yeah, Josh McDaniels is another great example.
Our Patriots insider, until I finally had permission to use his name, he said that as long as he is not responsible for anything at like a head coaching level, he is one of the smartest coaches that we've had the privilege of seeing coach. As long as he's not a head coach.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, some guys, there's just so much more that goes into being the head coach. And I don't think that people realize everything that goes into that when you're the whole leader of the team, and everything that goes into that, and what you have to do and what you have to accomplish and what you have to be.
Setting the morale, setting the philosophy, being the communicator of that philosophy and that vision. Like, it's a lot more buying people into a mantra and a culture. Like, yes, you need to know your stuff on, like, if you're the defensive guy or the offensive guy, like setting that identity on the football field, but like it's got to permeate through the culture in some way. And that's where lots of coordinators end up not working as head coaches, because they can't resonate that culture that they want to do.
Yeah. They're just not able to carry it through. And I mean, that was something that I wasn't sure if Ben Johnson or even Aaron Glenn were both going to be able to do this particular season, moving on from OC roles and DC roles to being head coaches this year. I mean, Ben Johnson seems like he might have figured it out in Chicago. I mean, they seem to be buying into what he's doing there, even though their execution is not perfect all the time.
It's growing pains for sure. I think it's going in the right direction, but no, not without some growing pains. They did start the season 1-3.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. This is not my dumping on the Chicago Bears season this year. Last year was dumping on the Chicago Bears because they were trash last year.
Yeah.
This year they're fine. But I think it's just growing pains and like learning things and trying to get things going. Like another guy is the guy from Jacksonville. What's his name? Liam Cohen or whatever.
Oh yeah. Liam's been doing, like, objectively, Liam's been doing very good, except choking away this Texans game.
Well, he hasn't figured out how to make that team win yet. I mean, like, they have a lot of talent, they have a lot of people there, but the culture of suckiness in Jacksonville still exists, and he hasn't figured out how to wipe that away yet as a head coach, right? He hasn't figured out how to imbibe his own winning philosophy into that there. It's still just the culture of Jacksonville sucking, which is why they lost to the Texans, which is why they've lost a couple other games this season where they should have won because they're better than other teams. And it's why every now and then when they beat a team like the Chiefs on Monday Night Football, they're like, everybody's like, oh my gosh, like,
or us. They beat us by causing 5 turnovers.
Yeah, it's like whenever they get like a big win like that, it's like, oh my gosh, Jacksonville's back. Jacksonville's a real team now. And then they go out the next week and they just lay an egg, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, like, they don't have a culture of winning there yet. They haven't established that yet. So he hasn't like figured that out yet. And then
he's doing a lot better than that press conference.
Yeah. And then Aaron Glenn, like in the Jets, I mean, like, he hasn't figured out winning yet either, but I mean, he also doesn't have a quarterback worth anything. So, I mean, like, it's not really totally his fault. I mean, Justin Fields passed for, I think, 54 yards on Sunday. Now they still won.
How many net yards was that with sacks?
It was like 40 some, I think, maybe 30 some.
Not as bad as the one game where he literally was -9.
No, he didn't have negative net yards and sacks this week. But I mean, they still haven't figured out how to win for the Jets either. They kind of just keep backing into victories, right? So I mean, like, there's just a whole culture that you have to develop there, and so we'll see what happens. I mean, both those guys, Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, both have a lot of runway in front of them. They're not getting tossed anytime soon. Nor there is Liam Cohen either.
I have an idea, and we can end the episode on this. Fire Zach Taylor, replace him with Brian Daboll.
Oh.
That offense, I'm not saying it's going to make that defense any better, but that offense, a Brian Daboll offense, working with the mind of Joe Burrow, who clearly has been carrying Zach Taylor for the last 5 years.
Yes.
Put an actual offensive genius with Joe Burrow, especially with T. Higgins and Jamar Chase locked in. As long as Joe Burrow doesn't die from that terrible offensive line. But Brian Daboll working his magic with Joe Burrow, that could be pretty damn scary.
I mean, if you could unlock more offense out of Cincinnati, they'd score 50 points a game. And I mean, like, maybe they would be able to win then. I mean, because they just would. finally be able to outscore everybody because they would score 50 points a game and the defense would only give up like 45. But I mean, like, I don't know. I mean,
never forget last year they lost to the Ravens while offensively scoring 40 points both times.
Yes. Yes.
Absurd. Absolutely absurd.
Yeah. But that's an interesting theory. I mean, Zach Taylor is abjectly terrible, but he keeps getting his ass saved because Burrow keeps getting hurt, and well, Paul Brown will never fire a coach anyways mid-contract. So I mean,
I want to throw that out there. I think that'd be a great hire. I think it'd be a nice culture change for Brian, and I'm not saying it would save the defense. I don't know what the hell's going to save that defense.
I don't know, because they hired a new defensive coordinator this year and it's still just terrible.
Yeah, and that old defensive coordinator is Indianapolis' D coordinator, and turns out it wasn't Lou's fault after all.
Yeah.
Turns out Lou is actually a decent defensive coordinator.
Yeah. Indianapolis' defense is pretty decent.
I mean, it sucks not having DeForest Buckner. That was clearly a problem on Sunday, was not having pressure up the middle with Buckner on IR now. But again, my original statement, Lou was not the problem in Cincinnati, and I see that the way he's been coaching in Indy.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. It's just weird that for whatever reason they can't play defense down in Cincinnati, but they don't play it. So
no, not at all. We've there's a little bit of bonus coverage for you guys. We're gonna be back on Friday, and it's gonna be our week 11 parlay. And James, I'm not gonna tell you if he's gonna be back or not because I don't know anymore.
It'll be a mystery.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out.
Tune in for the suspense of will James be here or not.
Yeah, we'll find out in real time together. I'll hit record early. We both get here 5 minutes early, and we'll just we'll welcome James at the same time.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we'll be back on Friday, and our outro music, as always, is River Road by Justin Muth. Yeah, let's beat the Cardinals. Let's beat the Cardinals.
Later on, everyone.
River Road, you got me running way back home. River Road, you got me running all night long. You got me singing some canal boat song. River Road, you got me running all night long. River Road, where have all the women gone? Have they kissed her hand and waved you bye-bye? Have they thought about crossing your double yellow lines? River Road, they love the way you whine and cry.